It's sad, man. It's crazy as heck. It's super freaking crazy, man. Like, it's terrible that it's a domestic situation and his kids were there and they saw, and that's the worst part about the whole thing. You know what I mean? But the guy needs help. He's got serious shit going on, man. My first thought was, what? Like what? You guys are fucking with me. Like, sorry, excuse my language. When somebody told me in the morning I was at the meet and greet, and they told me, "Oh, did you hear Jones got arrested last night?" I'm like, "What? Like, are you serious?" They're like, "Yeah, he got arrested." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Oh, so that's why he's not at the meet and greet." Yeah, that's definitely not okay. I mean, you can't. It's not a good look for anyone involved. You know, whether it's the organization, whether it's John, whether it's his family, no matter what, it's all bad, man. And this isn't his first offense, but you know, that's up to the organization to decide. I mean, me personally, I have like that little, just keep this guy around so I could beat him up again, kind of thing. But overall, it's not a lot of words on it, man. It's just not a good look overall. Just get over it, man. You're one of the best fighters in the world. Like, what do you? I don't understand. I got no words, man. I really don't understand why or anything about it.
Yeah.
Complete opposite of the way I think. So I can't even put myself in that kind of like mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, man. Like, what the fuck? Come on, man. It sucks. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. He's a champ. He's a legend. But it kind of like you start reading all that, you start seeing all that. It kind of just takes away from everything he's done. So yeah, I just hope he gets help. I really hope he gets help. It's kind of like, that bottle's a motherfucker, man. It changes people. So it's like, hopefully he can pull it together and clean himself up. Not even for like fighting again, just for himself and his family and his kids. So it's unfortunate that it gets to get played out and for the whole world to see. So it's got to be bad business for the UFC. I'm assuming, it's like so. But I don't know, man. Dana White is. He does what he wants, so we'll see. But yeah, I just hope he gets help, man. I just hope he gets help.
I hope he can figure out whatever's going on inside of himself. I hope that he can figure it out.
You're kind of like no way. You're kind of like it's like a surprise, but not a surprise. But kind of you're always surprised, just because it's really an awful thing to see. I don't even want to say the greats fall from glory, but certainly the greats, stumble and fall into trouble continually. And so it sucks to see, because he's going through a lot. Talk about fighting demons, and it's disappointing. It stinks, but also, I'm not him, I'm not his family, I'm not anyone close to him, so I can't really imagine. For us, it's just like it sucks to be John, and a swipe to another story, and we talk some shit for a little bit and share it, but it doesn't really mean anything to us. So if anything, I just feel kind of empathetic for what he's probably going through in his family. So that sucks for sure.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I just don't understand why he wastes so many opportunities. Whether it's something obviously that he needs to deal with, it is definitely something he needs to deal with, but there's something underlying to the fact that he is still wasting opportunities, because, like, that's not me looking down on what he did as horrendous, because at the end of the day, domestic violence has no place in this society, and at the end of the day, like, fighters should really be holding the gold standard for that, because we've come a long way since the days of the aggressive idiots who turn up to brawl and they're slapping their girlfriends around and different things and showing off what they think is tough. Like, I think it's regressed this as a sport so much. And like, the guy is up there with, would have been the greatest of all time. He'd had the most title defenses if he didn't test positive to steroids, and then he had the coke incident with the car accident. Then he had the USADA ditch again, and then you've had this, and it's just incident after incident. And I just think eventually people need to decide that that's enough, and that Jones has no place in this sport. And I just don't think he's doing anything good for the sport anymore. I think his time's done, and I just really think he just needs to be blacklisted away from the sport.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend about that a couple hours ago. Like, it's just a sad thing, man. Like, I feel like it's crazy that this guy is so not just talented. but just like has so many accolades, and then we also have to pair it with all this stuff that's happening. Like it's heartbreaking because I know, I mean, like 30, 40 years from now, by grace of God, we're all gonna be looking back at all his stuff that he's done, and all the great fights that he's had, all the great wins he had, and then somebody in the corner will be like, yeah, remember he got arrested, you know what I mean? And it's like you gotta like, yeah, accept that too. So it's like you just gotta look at what he's done as opposed to as an athlete and appreciate it. But some of the things that outside of that, you can't really take it in because it really affects the way you think about it.
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't have any reaction. I do think that every man has demons that they have to deal with. I for sure got mine. You for sure got yours, and I definitely hope that he can get it together because he is one of the greatest of all time. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think that a lot of fighters can learn. I think one thing that Khabib has done so well, and I know he's super religious, but one thing that he's done so well is like look at these superstars and see how they kind of tarnish their name and tarnish their legacy is the word that people like to use. And I think that he was like, I'm not going to let that happen. And that's something that I'm trying to do. I truly believe I'm going to be a world champion someday. I think I'm going to be a double world champion. And the goal, you heard it here first, is actually to be the first 3-division world champion and not let that type of thing happen to me. So I really hope that John gets his act together and does what he needs to do.
Man, it sucks for him, man. I'm a John Jones fan, and for that to happen, it sucks because I know he's a hell of an athlete. He's the best in the world. But like you said, when you're fighting, only person that can beat yourself is you, man. Everybody has their own little demons they deal with in life, and he's dealing with them, man. I pray he bounces back because he's a hell of an athlete. He's one of my favorites, man. My son's favorite.
It sucks to see, man. This is a guy that's super talented, and when you're in that position of like being a world champ, being regarded as one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT, you don't want to see that. People obviously look up to the guy, but he's obviously fighting some demons, and he's got to figure that out, man. He's got to figure that out. It's not a good look for him. It's not a good look for the UFC. It's not a good look for the sport. And it's just like at a certain point, it's like, are you surprised? Like, I don't know how many times this has happened between DUIs and crashing into pregnant women and cocaine and whatnot. It's at a certain point, and right after a Hall of Fame thing, man, that's crazy to me. It's like, yeah, it sucks to see, man, but hopefully he figures that out. Not much. Like I heard a lot of people talking about, like, man, it's a circle. Like as his friend, you got to stop him. It's like, man, at a certain point, you got to take some responsibility. Like it's on John Jones himself to figure that out. So, man, I hope he figures that out. He has the resources to get whatever help he needs. So I hope he does that.
I don't know him in person, but I know a lot of people that know him and says how good a person he is. I don't doubt about that. It's kind of sad because, we sometimes we hurt the people that, we love the most. So sometimes we hurt people that, is next to us. I do believe that he has, that's my point of view, that I'm not saying right and wrong, but I do think that he needs to take some time to deal with his traumas, with his own demons, because when things like that happen in a certain time in our life, things that could not be happy, things like that happen in life for a reason. But I do think that he's just tried to reach out there for help, and nobody sees that, and all the friends around, that's the ones that probably not understand how deep and how serious this situation could be, especially for someone that that he has alcohol issues, and I do think that things like alcohol and stuff like that, when you have like a something that you need to heal, emotions, feelings, it definitely is not gonna help you to take the right steps and to be the man, to be the father, to be the main figure for his kid's life, So So I have a kids too, and I try always to. I'm not perfect. We're not perfect, but I always try to do the right things, so we can live by example, not just by words. We can live by example and actions. You know, I'm not here judging him. I just hope that he get the right people around him this moment to try to raise him up, to lift him up, and take this case like a little serious. Don't try to get. I think that's the moment right now. He should not be distracting and getting another fight in training. I think that's the moment right now. He needs to tap into himself, to his soul, you know, and see why, because if, things like that is keeping happening very often, it's not an accident. Things like that is keeping happening all the time very often. Is definitely something that he needs to look into it. And
Yeah.
I just wish him the best, and his family also, his little kids.
You're looking for a first resort when it comes to MMA all around. It's Lynch on Sport.